Retreat. As always, this is the Pumpkin Patch. Today I'm going to be talking about Siblings of Samhain's new album, Hide. Now just a preface on this album, I have had it for about a month now, and I've just been kind of lagging on doing the video because I've been really busy, unfortunately. So my camera is also very likely to die halfway through this video, so I'm just trying to do this one. I may end up using a different video altogether. But let's try and get this rolling. I do recommend this album to anyone interested in the horror punk genre. It does do a really good job of comprising itself of like boo-wop, Blitzkid style horror punk, and a little bit of metal, a la Danzig, and mixes them pretty well together. I think the only negative within the album is that it is 14 tracks long, which is kind of a lot. There are a few weaker tracks on the album, and those could have totally been ripped out, and it would be like a really perfect, maybe like 10 song album. But I digress. That is okay. You know, sometimes it doesn't work out that way, and you know, just because I think some songs are weaker than the other ones doesn't mean they really are. I think overall my favorite tracks on the album are Hide, which is the second song, first one with lyrics. It sort of has more of a post-hardcore feel than the rest of the album does, which is pretty cool. I do notice that within all the songs, the singer has sort of this mix between the singer from Alkaline Trio and Michael Graves' sort of vocal style, sort of like a mid-range between the two, which is really interesting. It works really well with the sound that they're going for. And I think the second strongest track on the album is the very closer, and it's called Dead Darling, sort of this boo-wop track that has like some almost hardcore style chants, which is really cool. Just a really kick-ass, aggressive way to end the album. I think that throughout the entire album there are really good solid tracks. Their single being one called Gravestones. That one has a really catchy part in it. It's sort of like this bridge that's melodic, sort of singing, like that's pretty cool. And it goes through really well, and it, you know, sort of keeps the listener involved. Like I said, there are a few weaker tracks. I think the weakest track on the album is called Dead Crawl. It's a little bit more of a bluesy rock and roll style song, again, a la Danzig. And for me, it doesn't do much. You know, you guys might really love it, but I think just the way that it's done, there's not a lot going on because it doesn't change up too much, so it's not very dynamic. I think there are other songs within the album that are really dynamic, have some really cool like guitar solos and things like that. This one's, for me, not one of them. Like I said, there are a few other boo-wop tracks within the album, and for me that's really cool because I do really enjoy that subgenre of boo-wop. I feel like if a band can do it really well, then you know it's a spot-on thing, and Siblings of Samhain has managed to do it really well. They have 3 tracks with boo-wop styling, and one of them in particular, Winsome Witch, has a guest vocalist, female vocals, which is pretty cool because I haven't heard much of that in a horror punk track, specifically like a boo-wop track. I mean, you know, maybe psychobilly, but it doesn't happen as frequently as I think it should. You know, feature some female vocals on some bands, guys. Let's do it. Overall, I think this album shows, you know, this being the debut album of Siblings of Samhain, really shows that this band is well equipped to do different stylings within the horror punk genre, and I think it's a really good collection to anyone's horror punk music stylings or their you know, record collection. I definitely recommend you all go out and get this album. I will leave a link to their Bandcamp below, and hope you check it all out. If you are in the UK, they will be playing with Michael Graves pretty soon, so definitely check that out if you can. Aside from that, I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update. My band, The Writhers, is going to be playing with Goolsby and Graves on Sunday, so I will be doing an interview with Goolsby if my camera works, and I'll be posting that up within the month. So please stick around for that. Please like, subscribe, share, do all that cool stuff with this video, and you know, I greatly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys later. As always, I'm Rikk, and this has been the Pumpkin Patch.